Hi, I'm Mr. Morks and want to give a quick overview of AP Chemistry for the families and students to know to expect throughout this year. So, just really quick with the Canvas page, hopefully you find it well organized and similar to what you're seeing from a lot of other places. I do my best to have a very clear schedule so students can manage their time and know the exact expectations. We're always going to know when something is due, know what's going on in class, and know what the homework is, and students have seen in class. We also have a link right here. And right here, excuse me, it's the same link to the topic we're covering or the full unit, the full month long schedule. Because a lot of times we need to look more ahead than just a few days into the future. That's designed to let students be able to manage their time on a grander scale, plan ahead for studying, maybe for coming in for core, for help, or for anything else they need to be as successful as possible in this class. But a little bit about AP Chemistry itself. AP Chemistry is a challenging class that's really going to help students build the problem solving skills, the analysis skills, and the explanation and scientific thinking skills that get them ready for a college major in the sciences. Maybe we're preparing to do something in chemistry, or maybe we're hoping to avoid chemistry, but we want a solid foundation in that. And that's what we're trying to do. The nice thing about AP Chemistry is that there is a clear defined curriculum by the College Board aligned to an AP test that connects with what colleges expect students to have at this level of course. Once we get closer to May, we'll spend a lot of time talking about the AP exam, setting ourselves up in a position to be as prepared as possible, because the AP exam is a way to earn some college credit, potentially save some time or money in college, or in a lot of cases, just to be in a really good position and really far ahead of the classmates in a first year chemistry class while earning some elective credits. The way we set up the class, and we've got a few different assignments that we'll see here, is we have labs fairly regularly, a lot more than we did in first year chemistry. Those labs get us using the chemicals and really thinking about what our data and what our analysis means. So we're going to try to engage in that and focus on that a lot, the process of science and chemistry. We're going to use a programming program with the online textbook called Mastering Chemistry. And on average, students would have one assignment per week there that's going to be their homework, building the skills and getting the reps on the things that we need. We will, in class, often have quizzes or some assignments due. In terms of the weighting of the grades, that it has the smallest weighting of all. It's only 10%, but that's where we're just checking in and seeing where we're at so we can know how to grow our skills. In fact, this year we're really focusing on the reflection part of our performance more than the grade. Before we even know what score we got, we're going to think about what skills we did well and make a goal of where to improve, because everyone's coming in with a very different experience over the past 2 years, which we know have been very unique. When we took our Chem 1 experience, we want to take everything we know, but really be building upon that a lot. You'll see a couple other things here. Right there, it mentions notes and videos. I tend to prefer a flipped classroom approach. And coming out of last year, a lot of students are familiar with watching videos to get information from teachers. I've been doing that in AP Chemistry for almost 10 years. Some students love it, some students struggle with it, but the thing that it does is it gives us 5 days a week of in class time where they are working with one another and getting the personalized help on the questions that they have. So, not all students will need to be watching all of the videos at all times, but there's certain topics where I'm going to very specifically recommend that we're getting our information through those videos. On those days, other homework will be minimized and they're very short, they're very focused, knowing that it is hard to get a lot from videos if they're too long or too much at once. Another thing we're going to focus on is definitely saving time for in class discussion. Because even if my videos are perfect and students watch them and are actively engaged from beginning to end, we're going to have questions. And it's so important to hear about the questions from one another. And having that in class time about 1 day a week set aside for a guided discussion led by me, hopefully with really active participation from students, is going to supplement what they can be getting at home and answer some of these questions on a grander scale. The last thing that we're all worried about is our grades. We're in an AP class. We've been working hard to get to this point with maybe some previous APs, honors classes, and working our best in every level of class to get the highest grades that we can. And we don't want a class we're taking our junior or senior year to destroy that. And I don't want to do that either. In AP chemistry, our grades tend to be very good, higher than a regular or an honors chemistry class because of the degree, the level of the students, but also how we approach the grading of this. When we're ready to take a test, which will be about 2 weeks from now, it's going to be hard. We're going to use questions from the actual AP exam. And on an AP exam, it isn't expected that anybody would get perfect. So the 15 to 20 multiple choice questions, there might not be a single person who gets 90% or more of those right. On the free response questions, there's going to be maybe 1 to 2 people that are getting most of the points on those. So that's going to leave most people in the B to C to D, and really most of the class in the F range when we just take it as a percentage. But what we do is learn from that and improve the score before it becomes a grade. I found that in class commitment to test corrections or really test reflection is the most important thing we can do with our test. Our test will kind of be 2 days tests. Let's take it and get the highest score possible. And then let's learn from the things we didn't know. Students who perform better the first time will end with a higher score, but students who struggle the first time are not going to end with a test score or a grade in the class that can't be recovered by completing all of the rest of their work and actively engaging in the process. I used to throw in those low grades for shock value to get kids in and wanting to fix their grade, but I've found that really being more proactive with it as reflection and as improvement has paid off a lot in terms of stress levels, classroom management, but also the motivation to still do your best, but to learn from doing your best rather than playing a game where we're earning points. So this is going to be a super hard class that has so many supports that's going to make it worth it. Over and over and over again, students from AP chemistry, whether they get a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 on the AP exam in May, come back and tell me that college chemistry was one of their easiest classes, that they were so well prepared for first year chemistry that organic chemistry became easier. Once organic was easier, P-Chem became easier and analytical chem. It's all about putting in the work now and being really, really challenged to make each next step as easy as possible, to learn as much and to be as prepared for whatever our choice of college or careers are. So if you have any questions, parents or students, you'll obviously find me in class. But if there's something outside and you need to connect, we've got Canvas messages, but right there's my contact information, both classroom phone number, but more importantly, email. That can find me whether we're at home or at school. Lots of other things that you can click through here and get help. And students probably pretty familiar over the last few years with the Canvas setup, but we will be using that a lot for assignments and grades. But they're also going to be kind of very clear. Is something due? When is it due? And really looking to this page to help manage the time. So hopefully that gave a good overview. Let me know how I can help make this year and trimester as successful as possible.